With the T.I. situation, if he did that, you're a fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating, that means you're a rat. With the T.I. situation, if he did that, you're a fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating, that means you're a rat.
Do you have any questions for me?
I don't.
You need anything to go with you?
My phone.
Your phone? Where's your phone at?
In the car.
We're in the car. I'm not looking for phones, I'm looking for drugs and guns.
Right now, the world isn't just watching, it's holding its breath. King Harris, the son of legendary rapper T.I., is fighting for his life in an Atlanta hospital's intensive care unit. What was originally reported as a violent altercation in prison has turned into something much more terrifying, a suspected setup, a targeted attack that's shaken not just a family, but the entire music industry and millions of fans around the globe. This wasn't just another prison fight. Sources close to the situation say it was a calculated hit, something straight out of a crime thriller. It's the kind of chilling story you'd expect to see in a movie, not in real life. But for King and his family, this nightmare is all too real. Behind the cold hospital walls, King lies motionless, surrounded by machines, wires, and a symphony of beeping monitors. His breathing is shallow. His future uncertain. Doctors say the next 24 hours are critical and the outcome remains unknown. With every passing minute, his loved ones watch helplessly, praying for a miracle. Outside the hospital, hundreds of supporters have gathered. Some hold candles. Others kneel in prayer. Many simply chant his name, hoping he can hear them somehow. On social media, hashtags like #PrayForKing and Justice for King quickly went viral, echoing the pain and confusion of those who want answers. But underneath the prayers and posts lies a far more disturbing truth. According to leaked whispers and insider reports, this was no random attack. Prison cameras that should have captured everything suddenly went offline at the exact moment the assault occurred. No footage, no evidence, just silence. A silence that feels louder than any scream. One chilling audio recording, allegedly from a nurse at the prison, sparked outrage online. In a hushed voice, she said, "This wasn't an accident. It was a setup. Someone wanted him gone." The clip went viral within hours, fueling theories that King had been targeted intentionally. But the question remains, why? Some believe King stumbled across dangerous secrets inside the prison, corrupt guards, illegal deals, or operations that weren't supposed to be seen. Others suggest this has nothing to do with him personally. Instead, it may be a warning, meant for his father, T.I., as a message from enemies who hold deep grudges or power that even fame can't protect against. Then there's a darker theory. This wasn't about prison politics at all. This was personal. An orchestrated hit, planned from outside the walls, carried out by people with motives far beyond anything King ever signed up for. Until now, the Harris family was seen as untouchable, wealthy, famous, and protected by the layers of celebrity. But now they are vulnerable, and the world is seeing them at their most broken. Tiny, King's mother, was caught on video collapsing in the hallway of the hospital. Sobbing uncontrollably, she cried, "Why my baby? Why him?" That raw, painful moment spread across the internet like wildfire, turning one family's grief into a global heartbreak. T.I., usually confident and composed, was seen outside the ICU in tears, his voice shaking. Gone was the larger-than-life rapper. In his place stood a father pleading with God to spare his son. "I don't care about justice. I just want my boy to live," he said through tears, his words breaking hearts everywhere. But just as the family grieved, more shocking details came to light. Whistleblowers now claim that prison staff ordered inmates to turn a blind eye during the attack. Cameras weren't broken, they were turned off. If true, that means people who were supposed to uphold the law may have helped commit a crime instead. And if that wasn't enough, new reports surfaced claiming King briefly lost consciousness during the night. Doctors managed to bring him back, but warned his family of the severe damage that may follow: potential memory loss, speech impairment, paralysis, or worse. Though not legally brain dead, the risk of permanent injury is terrifyingly high. Tiny, hearing this news, reportedly collapsed again, screaming, "They tried to kill my baby! They want to destroy our family!" Her pain, captured in videos shared online, echoed through hospital halls and the hearts of millions. Meanwhile, T.I. could be seen on his knees, outside the ICU, begging. In a viral clip that broke the internet, he cried, "Take everything I have, Lord, just don't take my son." Outside, the crowd kept growing. What started as a small group turned into a sea of people: fans, friends, community leaders, lighting candles, holding signs, chanting for justice. The atmosphere was tense, filled with emotion and anger. Some yelled at correctional officers, accusing them of failing to protect a young man who was in their care. One fan's voice cut through the noise. "Y'all protect killers, but you couldn't protect a kid?" That heartbreaking accusation hit hard and was captured on camera, shared thousands of times across social media. Then came another twist. An unverified recording allegedly captured an inmate's voice saying, "We were told to make it look like a fight." But King was the target. They wanted him out. While the clip's authenticity is still under review, it added gasoline to an already blazing fire of public outrage. If true, it confirms what so many already feared. This wasn't chaos. It was a mission. Inside prison walls, some whisper that rival gangs played a role. Others believe powerful figures from T.I.'s past may have pulled the strings. Whatever the case, it's becoming clear. This wasn't a mistake. King Harris was the intended target. As the night turned to dawn, and the city of Atlanta bathed in the soft orange of sunrise, the pain still hung thick in the air. Crowds outside the hospital refused to leave. The world watched, hoping for updates, praying for a miracle, waiting for justice. Inside, the Harris family continues their silent vigil. Doctors work tirelessly. The monitors keep beeping. And a father, a mother, and a community are left with one aching question. How did it come to this? While many were praying and hoping for King Harris's recovery, there were darker conversations happening in the background. Alongside the public concern came harsh comments, conspiracy theories, and bitter accusations. Some fans called it karma. Others believed it was revenge. A few even claimed that the Harris family was cursed, pointing fingers at past actions and choices. One mysterious Instagram account added fuel to the fire, posting, "The sins of the father fall on the son." That single sentence, cryptic and cold, spread like wildfire online. People began to wonder, was King targeted because of something his father, rapper T.I., had done in the past? Though King himself hadn't been the focus of controversy before, his last name carried weight. And in the world of fame and rap, grudges can last decades. Suddenly, screenshots and rumors flooded social media. The anonymous account that made the chilling post vanished quickly, leaving people wondering, was it just an internet troll trying to stir up trouble, or someone with real knowledge of what happened? Whatever the truth was, the mystery caused a storm. People online were now not just praying for King, but trying to piece together a bigger puzzle. Speculation turned dangerous as fans and celebrities alike jumped into the conversation. Rappers, producers, and influencers began posting their thoughts. Some accused people from T.I.'s past. Others blamed the justice system, questioning how this tragedy was even allowed to happen in the first place. A well-known music producer posted, "When you play with fire, sometimes the flames touch your family." That quote hit hard. Fans started digging through old interviews, past rap beefs, and long-standing rivalries. Was King caught in the crossfire of something deeper? Something rooted in hip-hop's violent past? For many, King's story was no longer just about a young man fighting for his life. It became symbolic of years of pain, betrayal, and risky choices made in a world that often demands toughness over safety. The Harris family found themselves at the center of a whirlwind, one that they hadn't prepared for. As tensions rose, so did security. The hospital where King was being treated had to increase its protection after threats were made online. Protesters gathered outside holding signs that read, "Justice for King." The public's anger wasn't just about what had happened, it was about how the system had failed to stop it. At one point, T.I., unable to contain his grief and frustration, stormed out of the hospital and shouted at nearby cameras. With tears in his eyes and fury in his voice, he yelled, "I'll burn this entire system down if you don't protect my family." That raw moment, caught on video, spread quickly across the internet. It showed a side of T.I. few had seen, not as a rapper or celebrity, but as a father broken by fear and pain. Fans were split. Some saw him as brave, willing to fight anyone to save his child. Others thought his anger might make things worse, but no one doubted his love for his son. Then came the moment no parent should ever have to face. Doctors pulled the family aside and said something they had prayed never to hear. If King didn't show improvement soon, they might have to consider taking him off life support. The weight of those words was unbearable. Tiny King's mother collapsed in the hallway, overwhelmed by shock and heartbreak. T.I. reportedly lashed out, telling the doctors, "You don't get to decide how my son's story ends." Outside the hospital, emotions reached a boiling point. Supporters lit candles, held vigils, and filled the streets with chants. The pain the Harris family felt was now shared by thousands. People from all walks of life, fans, friends, and fellow artists, were united in their grief and anger. One photo from that night became the most heartbreaking image in recent hip-hop memory. It showed T.I. sitting beside his unconscious son, holding his hand and whispering, "Daddy's right here. I'm not leaving you." That photo, later leaked online, touched millions. It reminded everyone that behind the fame was a family suffering the unthinkable, but the questions kept coming. Why was King attacked in the first place? Who was responsible? Why did some witnesses claim that guards at the facility did nothing while the assault happened? And why were inmates allegedly told to turn off their cameras and look the other way? As more information leaked out, things got worse. According to unconfirmed reports, King had suffered severe brain trauma, possibly from being hit with a padlock hidden in a sock, a weapon often used in prison fights. This wasn't just a case of neglect. Many started to believe it was intentional. Some even suggested it was a message, a warning, meant for T.I. One insider reportedly said, "It's like they wanted him to suffer." That quote spread quickly, sparking even more outrage. Protesters demanded answers. "The system failed King," read one sign. Another one said, "Protect our kids, not your secrets." As doctors worked around the clock, they gave the family another painful update. Even if King survived, he might not fully recover. Brain damage, possible paralysis, a life forever changed. Inside the hospital, machines beeped like a countdown. Nurses moved quietly through the halls, trying not to disturb the grieving family. Outside, Atlanta stood still. The entire city felt the weight of the moment. This wasn't just about one boy anymore. It was about every child failed by the system, every family left in the dark, every voice that went unheard until it was too late. What started as a personal tragedy had become a cultural earthquake. The Harris family was living through the darkest day of their lives. Yet even as the sun rose the next morning, the pain didn't lift. It settled deep into the hearts of those who had watched King grow up on TV, listened to his family's music, or followed their journey for years. His future still hangs in the balance. And while no one knows what comes next, one thing is clear: the fight is far from over. The Harris family, the city of Atlanta, and the entire hip-hop community are standing on edge, waiting for answers, justice, and above all, a miracle. The news hit like a thunderbolt. As soon as Tiny heard what had happened, her knees gave out. She collapsed into her daughter's arms, crying so loudly that her pain echoed through the halls. "If y'all don't protect my family, I swear I'll tear this whole system apart," T.I. shouted, his voice filled with anger but shaking with pain. His eyes were wild with emotion as he stormed past the cameras. He looked like a man pushed to the edge. That raw, unfiltered moment was captured on video, and it spread across social media instantly. Some fans couldn't believe what they saw. To them, the rapper's image was shattered forever. But others saw something deeper. A father fighting back against a system that, in their eyes, had tried to destroy everything he had built. What started as one family's nightmare became a much bigger story, a symbol of pain, strength, and resistance. Online, rumors and theories exploded. Some believed it was payback for past conflicts T.I. had with powerful people. Others whispered that the attack was planned long ago. A few even said the music industry wanted to break him down. A mysterious rapper posted on social media, "Y'all don't even know half the truth." This wasn't an accident, it was planned. That single message sent the internet into a frenzy. People debated everything. Was the attack on King personal? Was it tied to street politics? Or was it something deeper, connected to corruption in high places? No one really knew, but everyone agreed on one thing: this wasn't normal. As the hours passed, Atlanta turned into a city in mourning and prayer. Candlelight vigils lit up the night. The crowds outside hospitals grew larger. People chanted for justice, while the Harris family was placed under tight security. T.I. refused to leave the hospital room. He sat beside his son, whispering in his ear. "Daddy is right here." Tiny held King's hand, quietly praying. "I'm not leaving until you wake up." A photo of T.I. hunched over his son's hospital bed was leaked.